Hello everyone, evening, and not ending the day quite yet, but more or less ending the day at the Tower of London. And this is a brand new, or more or less brand new, little exhibition thing that's gone on now. So I wanted to show this one, Resisting Slavery. Enslaved people lived at the Tower and across England before slavery was abolished, even though slavery was never recognised in English law. A 16-year-old African boy ran away from his enslaver, the Tower's lion keeper, Thomas Dymock, who placed this newspaper advert in 1688 to secure his return. On the 30th day of September last, ran away from Mr. Thomas Dymock at the Lion office in the Tower, a black boy with about £10 in silver and 1 guinea. He is aged 16 years, wore 3 coloured coats, 2 grey, his uppermost cinnamon coloured, lined with black shag, facing on the sleeves, grey stockings, a silver collar about his neck, engraven, Thomas Dymock at the Lion office. Whoever shall apprehend him and bring him to the said Lion office in the Tower shall have 2 guineas reward and charges borne. He speaks but bad English and hath holes in both his ears. Good God. That's diabolical, isn't it? Sorry. There we are, this is Tower of London, and this is said Lion Tower. I wonder if that man's any relation to Charlie Dymock, the gardener. I don't suppose she's going to own that one if he is, but there we are. I wish she might. It's a long time ago. I'm not one of these cancel culture things. You should learn by the past, not eradicate it. But yeah, that's that young man's story. Sad really, the way they were just spoken about, human beings spoken about like that. It's just disgusting, which any decent human being would obviously recognise, but there we are. Not everyone, unfortunately, is decent. In the old days things were bloody harsh as well, a lot harder than now. So, and unfortunately slavery still exists in the modern world, I'm afraid. So if you're anyone that feels strongly about it, try and fight it in the modern world like the abolitionists did years ago. Brave men and women. Alright, anyway guys and girls, we are nearly at 4 minutes on this one. That was just a little snippet at the Tower, as I say. I'll give you a few views. We've all seen the Tower numerous times. Anyone that's watched my page, I've been inside this one quite a lot. To sound that so inappropriate, but there we are. Either I've just got a filthy mind, or what would a posh woman say about me? He's very highly sexed, or highly strung, rather. There we are. That's bad that he's not even given a name. 4 years later, court records show that Edward Francis poisoned Dymock to try and free himself from slavery. Edward Francis, that's his name. Right, so there may be some follow-up material on this one, guys and girls, because it's a very interesting story which should be told. Blimey. Poisoned him. I know there was a couple of people poisoned in the Tower of London. One was prisoner there, and one of his enemies bribed the jailer, and they gave him ground up glass in his food, which obviously ripped his stomach to shreds, made him very ill. Then when they sent for a doctor, the doctor was in on it as well, and the doctor said, "Oh, you need to vomit to purge yourself." So to purge the man, they brushed the back of his throat with a feather. What the poor bloke didn't know is that the doctor who was in on it had laced the end of the feather with arsenic, and the poor man died. They was all brought to justice though, eventually. Right. This is the middle tower. Hope you all found this informative. I won't say enjoyed this one, because how can anyone enjoy horrifying things like that? But there we are. If I can find any more follow-up material to this one, guys and girls, that will follow this. If not, this is what we've got. Edward Francis, and he poisoned his master to try and escape. So there's bound to be court records and things like that. Okay. That's the tower in the old days. That's shocking. And as you see, I've been able to find a fair bit on Edward Francis. So here we go, and just pause to read on anything particular that you may wish to read. This is all thanks to the Tower historians. They're bloody brilliant, the history they do. Original documents here from his trial and the examination and everything. One of the tower beefitters that I spoke to about this before says that the testimony was probably tortured out of Thomas. An ordinary citizen or commoner had very few rights, and unfortunately a slave had even less. And the one marked in blue is an advertisement from the newspaper or chronicle of the time, and that Thomas had run away from his master, one Mr. Thomas Dymock. He was the lion keeper at the Lion Tower.